Right, and Angelina, Sparkling Diva, and another pick a card reading, and this one is on what you can expect from the rest of this year, from 2021. And we are going to look at general, what you can expect, but also a few cards on love, what you can expect in love for the rest of the year. Also, when you're in a relationship, it doesn't matter, you can still look. You might still be able to get stuff out of it and see if it resonates with you. And we have 3 choices, and numbers 1, that one is a red landscape jasper. Numbers 2 in the middle is a Amazonite, a very beautiful blue one. And here for the number 3 is pink Andes opal. So please feel which one calls to you, whether the card or the crystal or the number. And then I'm gonna start the reading. Right, numbers 1, your first card. There's 3 tarot cards for the rest of the year. Then we have the Hanging Man, the 3 of Wands, and the Empress. And I feel this is, I have an oracle card as well for this, and I feel that sums it up. I will put that in a minute. It's not moving very fast, but stuff is happening, but it is more on an internal level. It's more about you getting ready for and tuning into and what you want, what your desire is, whether that's success, another job, better health, a relationship, it doesn't matter what, whatever you wish to have in your life, to see flourish in your life, to manifest in your life, or to have change in your life, you need to go through that process to be ready for it yourself, and to also make sure you know how you want it. For instance, you can have a job or a relationship and not be happy with that anymore and want it to change, want it to be different. It doesn't mean to say when it's a relationship you want to get out of that relationship. You can also improve a relationship, right? Make it better, healthier, and have changes there. But then you also must know what is it you want different. How would you like to see it grow? Where do you like to see it go? So that you do not end up just saying, well, I don't want this anymore. No, also think and know and feel what you actually do want. How do you want it to be? How do you need it to be in order to be fulfilled? And that's what we have, especially here with the Hanging Man, is there's no movement, right? He's not trapped or stuck. He can get out whenever he's ready for that. But he's doing that. He's going through that process. And if need be, also let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. And it doesn't have to be anything bad. If it doesn't serve you anymore, it might be something beautiful or someone beautiful, but if it doesn't do you any good anymore, you still have to let go of it. And that's because he's losing, I think, coins. They're supposed to be coins, I'm not certain, but these are not like bad things, right? But he is letting go of them. So he is cleansed and has a clean slate to continue with what he does want to hang on to, and also maybe then new things coming in, right? And that's what this card is more about. 3 of Wands, looking at movement, and but he's not on the ship, right? He's looking at it only. Maybe it's his ship, and maybe he's just still thinking like, where do I want it to go? Or where do I want to go on my ship? It's still kind of like planning, but it is expansion already. It's already getting closer to start doing stuff, but not there quite yet. And the Empress is also not stuff really happening, not fast. There's no quick action, but things are happening, right? Bear that in mind. This is not like, oh God, great, I'm going to be stagnant again. Nothing's going on again. No change, no. It's not like that. There's an awful lot of stuff happening, but it's more internal. And yeah, it's almost like when you are watching a documentary, you're sitting still, you're not doing anything, but you're very receptive and you're taking in an awful lot of information. So if someone then looks at you, they might think you're not doing anything, like, oh, you lazy git, you're just sitting there, while you are actually very, very active and learning, and a lot is going on the inside. It's kind of like that. And the Empress, often, not in this deck, but often we see her depicted as pregnant. And in pregnancy, a hell of a lot is happening. Because there is a baby, a new human being is growing in your womb. Well, that's a lot of work, and also for the body of the woman. And that can be literal, but it's more of a metaphor that I'm using it, right? But this is also being patient, allowing this process to happen and to grow and to become, to grow, to get bigger and expand. And like her belly would expand as she progresses through her pregnancy, if she were pregnant, right? But there's also a lot of abundance, a lot of beauty, a lot of good stuff. And what I see, a lot of guidance, and possibly you are more intuitive and pick up more stuff. That's because of these zodiac signs behind her. And you are going to be very much in your feelings, because she is the epitome, is that the right word? I think so, of divine feminine energy, right? And she's holding a golden Venus symbol. And the divine the divine feminine energy is all about intuition and sensing, going with the flow as well. But it could be that for the rest of the year, you're going to be really quite intuitive, sensitive, picking up on signs and, noticing synchronicities and things like that. And the oracle card that we have for your rest of the year, the general message is sacred space. And I feel that's exactly sums this up with the tarot cards, right? Because you have to when you go through that process on the inside, a lot happening, you need to have a sacred space. You need to create a sacred space. Also, what I said earlier, you need to know and prepare and be ready for what it is you want. And that's also, what the message of this card. If you want a relationship, for instance, or improve your relationship, what does your bedroom look like? Is it romantic? Is it sensual? Do you have nice place to dine together and, stuff like that? You have to make space, literally, as well, for what you want. And if you're single and you want a relationship, do you have, for instance, space in your wardrobes? Even if it's just a little bit, right? It's energy work, it's feng shui and stuff like that. And so the creating of that sacred space, because in that sacred space, if you have a place in your house where you can work on these internal things, and you can't really do that when there is a lot of other people and a lot of stuff going on around you. You need some peace and quiet, but you can also have sacred space on the inside, right? It doesn't have to be like a room per se. It's handy if you have that, because then it helps you to move inwards, right? If you have a nice, quiet meditation room, for instance, then it helps to turn inwards. But it's also just on the inside sacred space to hold that in your heart, in your system. It goes with you in that sense. So this is what you can expect for the rest of the year. There is a lot is going to happen, but not visible on the outside, really, not yet. It's the prepping more, you get, and especially you getting ready for it, and knowing how you want it, how to do it, and so on and so forth. Now we're going to look at your love cards. Right, the tarot cards for the relationship or dating, but that the area of love for the rest of the year. We have the Sun and the Four of Wands, very positive cards, absolutely positive. The Sun is always feeling really good about yourself, about life, about everything. Daring to be vulnerable, like you usually see this child naked on a horse, on a pony, and naked represents that you dare to be vulnerable, to show yourself, to not be ashamed or anything like that. And with the Sun, it's just warm and radiant and happy, and again the expansiveness here, right? This is the universe, and grandeur. It's and again this zodiac wheel that we saw with the Empress too. It's just a lot of energy, a lot of brightness, happiness here as well with the Four of Wands. This can in actual fact even be a wedding card. So for some, I'm not going to say for all, because if you're not seeing anyone even yet, then the chances of you getting married before the end of the year, well, okay, it could happen, but it would be really, it's only a few months left, right? So, but for some, it might actually be that you will be proposed to, or you're going to get married. But for the rest of us, it's very positive. This is also harmony, socializing. There's a lot of abundance, right? With the flowers and stuff, and the fields are looking green. So fertility, abundance, happiness, harmony, peace, and joy. When people gathering, and so it's really a very good time. The last part. Oh, I thought I heard something. But never mind. Really a very good time this last part of the year to invest in dating or in your relationship, and because it's looking really good. It's looking really good. And if you're in a relationship, it's a very good time to enjoy it, and enjoy being together and doing happy things that make you happy, right? And going out, mingling, maybe go to museums, whatever floats your boat, makes you both happy. Is we also have the oracle card for love for the last part of the year. We have collaborate. So again, working together, cooperating, having fun, socializing, dancing, making merry, and so it's really a very good time. The last few months of the year to invest in romance and love. So this is what I have for you. I do hope it resonates and is helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Right, numbers. Oh, there's not your crystal. The numbers 2. I'll put your crystal here, the Amazonite. Anyhow, your tarot cards for the rest of the year. We have the Tower, 3 of Cups, and the Hierophant. Now this is really very interesting. The Tower, well, that's usually not a pleasant happening, right? There is a comfort zone in your life, or it can be your relationship, your job, or whatever. It can be anything or all even. And whatever it is for you, it is going to crumble. It's going to fall apart. And it's never something we like. And almost everyone, almost all humans fear change. And most of us, or many of us, also fear the having to come out of the comfortable comfort zone, right? And it's not avoidable. You can't stop it. It has to happen. And I think in many cases when this comes up, you also know that. You may not want to admit it, you may not want to face it, but I do think in most cases you actually know on some level that it has to go. But then it's fear that keeps you in that tower, in that comfort zone. And then spirit interferes at some point and you have to change because you're not on the right path anymore. You're not following your plan. You have to get out, you have to change. So, okay, if you don't want to do that, then we are going to help you. And then this is going to happen. It's something you cannot avoid. And you might, well, like I said, you will likely not like it, but it has to happen and you will feel better once you've gone through that. And your own attitude when this is happening will determine for the biggest part if this is going to be long lasting and how painful it's going to be. The more you can go with the flow and accept that this is better, that this has to happen, the sooner you're going to be out of that. This is so funny. I get a feeling that I've been telling a very similar story not so long ago in a reading using the same deck. This card also came up in one of the sets, and of course I cannot remember which reading that was. But I was saying basically the same thing. And it's important when this is happening and while it is happening that you do not go from indulging in anything and everything. It can be drinking, can be smoking, can be drugs, can be sexing with Lord knows who, losing yourself in all kinds of stuff and overindulging and going from that to that's not good, right? And this is also not good. This is rigid. This is trying to hold on and to the old and obsolete that doesn't work anymore, and to conformity, all that kind of stuff. This is old-fashioned. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, right? Because it's a religious thing, but this is rigid, and this is overindulging. So you must be aware and must be careful that when this is happening, you're not going to do this or that, or go from one to the other and back and forth, etc., etc. That's not going to help you. That's not good. What you should do, and that's your oracle card, is that. Be present. Look at this. You have these stone cans, pillars, columns, whatever, and there is a larger slab on top of it, and here as well. But they need to be balanced, right? And look at those things here. These aren't balanced and they could fall off. If you're on one of these and you're not balancing them, you're going to slide off and then fall very deep. You don't want that. So you have to be present. You have to be in the here and now, aware of what's going on. And then you are balanced. Then you can be balanced. Like the way he's standing, he's holding this steady, stable. And then nothing's going to happen, right? Might not be an ideal place to be still, to stand there, but then nothing's going to happen. You're not going to get hurt. You're not going to get harmed. And you'll be okay. So that's the way to get through it, and not from the overindulging to the rigid and blah, all that stuff. This you could see this as resisting, trying to hold on to this, what is falling away, trying to hold on to it, resisting it, fighting it, and then overindulging in whatever, right? That's not the way. So yeah, this is what the cards say. Now let's look at your love cards. Okay, your love cards, we have the Six of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is really very interesting. We see here the Six of Swords is always moving from more turbulent waters to calmer waters, to from one shore to another shore. So moving out of a situation to another situation that is actually better. But you're not there yet, right? She's still on her way. That's what's going to happen for you when it comes to romantic things, love. So you're on your way to something better, and it's with the Ten of Wands. In a way, I get a feeling. I'm just going to say that it will not be applicable for everyone, but I feel for some that you might actually move house, and that is then related to this, right? And it's logical because if your life in general, something is going on, a big event that is upsetting like this, then that will spill over in your romantic life, right? You will not feel your best then either when it comes to romance, because in the rest of your life there's so much going on. If it's to do with a relationship, the Tower, then it's also logical that you're not feeling the part just yet. But you're moving to better, calmer waters, to a different shore. But it's not going to be easy, right? We have the Ten of Wands, and these deer, they're just looking at him while he's plodding these heavy wands on his back. And so there is no help, or at least you feel that way. Let me put it that way. You feel that there is no help. You have to do it all alone, all by yourself. You have to carry the load yourself. And it's then very important that you don't slip into this. And it's really funny because I got several things from that card actually. It could be the tendency, because of this, because it's so heavy and you don't want to do it all alone, and you really crave some care and help and all, which is totally normal, that you then go for something that doesn't serve you, that looks good and it looks just wonderful and all you ever wanted, but look at the red. It's infested by rats, right? It's not for you. It's not right for you, even though it looks great. It's like that. What's that saying again? All that glitters isn't gold, right? And so be mindful of that. That out of desperation, out of being tired, and for what you've been through, that you do not go for something that isn't it either, because then you might put your foot in another tower situation that you will have to abandon later on, when it's not working out. And you can eventually, of course, have abundance and the wonderful love and so on, but then don't go about it this way. That's not the right way to do it. You have to stay true to yourself and basically discard the oracle card that I got for you for love for the rest of the year. Be a channel, and she's completely tuned in, right? She's receiving the cosmic energy, but also drawing up the earth energy, so she's perfectly aligned and with herself as well. And that's what you have to do, basically. So you stay true to yourself, to what you know in your heart that you need in a relationship and from a partner in order to be fulfilled. So make sure that this tower stuff, whatever that was about, doesn't cause you to do this in the arena of love. In a way, it's almost like escapism then, right? It's like, oh my God, you're scared or you feel lost after the tower stuff, and then it could be really very helpful to get involved with someone who's really nice to you and cares for you and about you and sorts out the problems and offers you what seems good at first sight, right? But then after a few months or maybe a few years or whatever, you will start to see the rats and figure of speech, of course, right? And then you will have to leave again. Don't do that. Stay true, stay aligned, and go for what you know makes you happy and that you know you want. So in that sense, it's not really a good time to go dating or anything. I think it's more important that you sort the rest of things out first. And it might be difficult for a while, right? This is really a heavy time, the 10 of Wands, but it's the 10. And after the 10, it goes back to the ace, and then number 2 and 3 and 4, etc., etc. So you're almost there, right? This period of leaving. This could also be leaving your. Doesn't have to be literally moving. It can also be leaving your own limiting thoughts and beliefs and all that stuff behind. So you get to a new place within then, right? A new way of thinking and believing and so on. And this, then it's going to be hard, but you're almost there because it's the 10. So you can already see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just don't fall for this. I feel, that's not the normal interpretation of the Five of Pentacles, but it just comes up, so I'm giving you that. This is what I have for you, and I hope you're gonna have a good rest of the year, even though it might not be easy with with the tower stuff. And stay balanced, stay aligned, right? Be present, keep your balance, and stay aligned, and then you'll be fine. You'll just get through it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Now, number 3, your cards, your tarot cards. This is really interesting. We have the 3 of Pentacles, and we have Death, and we have the 8 of Wands. So 2 really wonderful cards, and then Death in the middle. And that's not literally death, right? It's more the figure of speech, the death of the ego, or stuff like that. Death of outmoded ideas and beliefs, and so on and so forth. So don't get scared. It's nothing to be scared of. And that card, even though it's quite scary, it also shows the rewards of going through that, of facing your fears and stuff, with the white horse and the white rose. This stands for purity of will, the white horse, and the rose is a purity of desire. No problem there. I just had a kitten hanging on my shoulder. Anyhow, on with the reading. So this is not really anything much to be scared of. There is reward in daring to go here, basically, right? And this card says that you have become, or very shortly will become, very good at something. This is a master craftsman. He's been doing this for some time. He's practiced it, and he's become a master at it. And he can keep doing that for the rest of his life, but there is more. And we see that here. There is much more. And the intention is already set. It's already going direction cosmos. It's already, movement, right? And this is fast movement. And maybe you can feel that as well. I would say so, because this is a very strong energy. And this feels safe. But in the end, if you stay here, you might lose your touch, your inspiration, your drive to keep doing what you're doing here. So don't stay in this situation stuck, basically. You can't evolve here, you can't grow here anymore. This is it. This is the maximum of what you can get out of that situation. If you have to grow, and if you want to grow, and this is what you should do, you have to go through the fear. You have to basically face whatever it is that's holding you back. And like I said, there can be behaviors, it can be beliefs, and anything like that. And if you fear change, and because of that fear, you remain stagnant here. Then you're still doing something great. You're still a master crafter, but at some point, and maybe you've already reached that point, your heart isn't going to be in it anymore, right? Because what's the challenge? If you've learned all here there is to learn, and you're doing it. The new keeps us alive and going and growing, and you're supposed to go there. I really pick up quite a high energy here, also because of this card we have, the Oracle card for you. This is what you're supposed to create, that rainbow, and rainbows have a really high energy. And so you can create much, much more. And that doesn't have to be tangible, of course. It can also be, anything else, right? And it doesn't have to be tangible. It can be. It's whatever you do, what you create, what you love, and because it is something you love doing. It really comes from your core, from your toes, right? And if you can't do that, you're not happy. And look at her, how happy she's looking. And because of that, her energy is just pouring out of her hands, and then she creates that really high energy, the rainbow. And that's where you should be going. And like I said, it's already set in motion. It's already moving, and it's going fast. And it also says, with this deck, at least, with these cards, this card with the wands, that it's already determined where they're going to land, but you will still have to do something to get going, right? If you stay here, this is not gonna happen. You need to go through here, and then off you go, and then you get this. Absolutely beautiful. Now we're gonna look at your love cards. Right, numbers 3, your love cards. More interesting combinations. Just now we had the Death card, now we have the Devil. And then with that, the Ace of Cups. It's like, what's going on here? And the Devil, as you can see, he's wearing a mask, so he can't see clearly. Well, here we see the eye wide open, so there is seeing very clearly and being aware of what's going on. Well, he can't. He can't see clearly. So this is about blindly pursuing something, indulging in things, and not really seeing clearly what the result of that is going to be. And is very fiery. I feel a lot of sexual energy with that. It can also be pursuing sexuality. And overindulging in that. And sometimes that can be good. depending on your past lives and your history, this life, and so on and so forth, to just, just do that for a little bit and no strings attached, and to just, there's sometimes that is healing to do, but it's also dangerous in a way because you can't see. It's blindly pursuing that and not seeing what it actually does to you. So it's very important to not, whatever this is for you, and it doesn't have to be sex, okay? It can be anything. It's important to not remain stuck in this, because then you can't see clearly. You're not seeing the whole lot, and it is important to move into this, because then you do see and you feel, right? You're in tune with your intuition. You have a sense of self-love, which is overflowing, and you are aware of what's going on, because you're seeing and you're feeling, because Ace of Cups is about emotions and feelings, right? And water is as well. So you're aware. And maybe you have a tendency, when things get a bit painful in romance, to just close your eyes, figure of speech, to turn a blind eye like he's doing, and to just, whatever. And I don't want to feel that. I don't want to see it, and never mind. Pretending, right? But that's not gonna make you happy. It's gonna burn you in the end, and is better. That's what these cycles are about as well, because that comes up again with your oracle card in a bit. Here, honor the cycles. It's better to at least be aware and to feel the feelings of what's going on, and to not run away from them, not hide from them, not try to not feel them, right? And so trying not to feel them, I suppose that's better. And and also know that in love, that there is a cycle, an ebb and flow in a relationship, but also when you're dating, right? Sometimes you're really in the mood, you're really feeling good and up for it, and other days you feel more like, no. And accept that, be okay with that. Can't always be, in perfect mood for love or something. You don't have that when you're in a relationship either. Yeah, we all have other things going on in our lives too. And there are cycles. And it doesn't mean that anything then really changes the core of stuff. Because like we see the moon here, the phases of the moon, this is just what we see of the moon. But the moon doesn't change. It's not like half of the moon is gone here. It's still there. It's just we can't see it. So it's just what we perceive. And if you keep your eyes open, if you don't wear a mask like that, you can see. And you will be aware. And for some reason or other, that's really very important for you in the arena of love, at least for the next coming months. And we also have the honor the cycles here. And again, here we see the moon phases in a infinity symbol. So keeping the balance, staying in touch with your emotions. Right? She's in the water and she's got her hands in that water. Water is feelings and emotions. So don't hide from it. Don't run away from it. Accept it. And somehow, I can't make much more of it. It's that's important. So just be mindful of this. This could be fun, whatever it is, whether it's sex or something else. This could be fun, but it's not a very good place to stay in for a very, very long time. Right? And like I said, for some it might be important to, sort of play with sexuality for a short while. because of past lives, and many people, almost everyone, has trauma concerning past lives, sexuality, stuff that happened in past lives. Almost everyone. And the stuff is located in the sacral and in the belly area, basically sacral navel chakra, just the belly. You can also work with that, cleanse those and clear those, etc., to deal with that if you feel that you have really got an issue there, which wouldn't surprise me, because like I said, most people, seriously, most people have that because of the way things were in the past, right? Oppression and things is also in the belly area. But anyhow, be careful of this. Don't. It's also like stuff falling for something that appears very attractive and handsome, and oh my god, this is it, etc., etc. And well, it's not. It's actually the devil, right? That you're playing with. You're playing with fire. So don't be blinded by what someone is presenting you. Be aware. Feel, right? Tune into your intuition, to your feelings, your emotions, and feel if this is really this guy or woman looks so hot and looks so great and treats you so great. If something feels off or not, feel, stay in tune with yourself. That's what she's doing as well. So that's important for you for when it comes to love. And like I said, it could be a bit of variance for everyone, is I get several messages with these two cards as well. But I hope I touched upon it for you, and thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.